Once, the renowned astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson once remarked rather bluntly that if a black hole were to pass through our neighborhood, the solar system would definitely have a very bad day after all. There are few things more terrifying than the possibility of being torn apart down to individual atoms usually. We imagine black holes as distant cosmic monsters, hiding somewhere far away in deep space, but what if one suddenly appeared right on our cosmic doorstep? What would happen if an uninvited guest, no larger than 1 millimeter, suddenly settled near our planet back in 2008? Physicists asked a very similar question when the Large Hadron Collider was first launched at the time. Some scientists, including the legendary Stephen Hawking, speculated that this incredible machine might create countless microscopic black hole sand if that happened. They feared those tiny black holes could consume everything around them and end our existence for birth. It wasn't the only concern critics raised about the collider either. However, more than a decade has passed, and the fact that you're watching this video right now proves that the Large Hadron Collider has been operating quietly without producing anything capable of destroying our planet, or at least not yet in reality. Creating a mini black hole would require about 10 times more energy than the Large Hadron Collider can currently produce, and even if humanity somehow managed to generate that unimaginable amount of energy, we would also need to manipulate the mysterious fourth spatial dimension. Something scientists still barely understand, but let's imagine we somehow succeed in creating a microscopic black hole within our limited three-dimensional world. Unfortunately for anyone hoping for an instant apocalypse, you would be disappointed, base. Such a tiny black hole would almost immediately evaporate due to something known as Hawking radiation. You see, black holes do not only absorb energy, they can also release it. So for now, the Large Hadron Collider poses absolutely no threat to Earth, at least until humanity learns how to control vastly greater energies and fully understand higher dimensions of space. But interestingly enough, microscopic black holes might exist even without the collider. In fact, at this very moment, billions of tiny black holes may be passing through our planet. So, what does that mean? Are we doomed as Earth slowly being torn apart by invisible cosmic objects? Relax, the reality is not nearly that terrifying. These countless microscopic black holes have likely been passing through our planet for billions of years. Each of them might weigh as much as 100 tons. Yet their size could be smaller than a single atom because they are so incredibly tiny. Their event horizon, the boundary where gravity becomes unstoppable, is also extremely small. That means a micro black hole would not even be capable of swallowing the bacteria sitting on your dinner table. Even if one somehow started consuming our planet, the process would take billions of years to finish. By that time, humanity would probably already be extinct or living somewhere else in the universe. However, things would change dramatically if the black hole grew larger. Imagine a black hole with a diameter of just 1 millimeter. According to calculations, something that small would actually have a mass greater than 5 moons combined, which equals roughly 11% of Earth's total mass. Consequences would depend on where this black hole appeared: on Earth's surface, inside the core, or perhaps somewhere else entirely. Let's assume this 1 millimeter monster appears on the surface of Earth. Its gravitational influence would extend roughly 1/3 of Earth's radius, about 2,124 kilometers. This would noticeably increase Earth's overall gravity. As a result, the orbit of the moon would begin to change. Instead of its current stable path, the moon would drift into a stretched elliptical orbit. But while the moon might survive this disturbance, life on Earth would face a far worse fate. Anything close to the black hole would be instantly torn apart, and it would happen so fast that we would not even have time to blink after appearing on the surface. The black hole would begin sinking toward the center of Earth. Nothing could stop it with no real obstacles in its path. It would reach the planet's core in only 40 minutes, then it would pass straight through and emerge on the other side of the planet shortly afterward. But the black hole would not stop moving if it were traveling at least 12 kilometers per second. It would start orbiting inside Earth along with its sphere of gravitational influence. With every orbit, Earth would slowly lose more and more mass. In other words, the black hole would begin its meal, first consuming the crust, then much of the mantle. Eventually, this would mean the complete destruction of Earth and every living thing on it before fully devouring the planet. The black hole would also reshape it. Gas and debris would twist into a giant gravitational spiral, similar to the way sugar spins when making cotton candy, or once beautiful planet would transform into a glowing disk of shattered rock. This disk would become incredibly hot, reaching temperatures around 6,000 Kelvin, comparable to the surface of the sun's glowing material would illuminate the black hole itself, creating a strange and eerie cosmic scene like a vampire feeding on the energy of its own victim. Scientists estimate it would take roughly 5 billion years for such a black hole to completely consume Earth. During that time, the planet's mass would grow as more material collapsed inward, but its shape would change beyond recognition. It might resemble something like the destruction of the ancient city during the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, except on a cosmic scale. Within only a few hours, the vibrant blue planet would become a lifeless fragment of space, a place ruled only by collapsing rock, lava, and superheated gas. Sand. Earth's disappearance would not go unnoticed in the solar system's delicate balance of the asteroid belt could collapse, leading to countless collisions for millions of years. Shadows would spread throughout the solar system, and life, as we know it, would become impossible. Fortunately, for now, these scenarios remain purely theoretical. Then, in the worst case, humanity would still have about 5 billion years to build its own cosmic Noah's Ark and move to another world, maybe even another galaxy. Best, there is no guarantee the solar system itself will survive that long, but for now, you can relax. Billions of microscopic black holes might be passing through you right now, and you are still perfectly fine. Though it would certainly look spectacular if we could actually see them. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. Do not forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video, and share it with your friends, because exploring the universe is always more fun together.